Hi, this is Riz Malik, and you're through to another episode of The Riz Money Show. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about a topic here, which is a question I get asked a lot, especially doing what I do. So I've just had a meeting with a lovely couple, and they've got a couple of properties, and they're looking to move into a new house. And one of the questions that's come up is, shall we keep our existing properties and rent them out? And that is a question that keeps on popping its head up at the moment. A lot of that is to do with the fact that in the market at the moment, the property chains rather seem to be going on and on and on, and breaks are quite frequent as well, especially down here in the southeast. And there's not a huge amount of movement, so people are looking at keeping their existing properties and purchasing new ones and maybe converting them to a buy-to-let or renting them out or something. Now, the answer to that question would have been different if we were doing this recording a few years ago. And things that have happened since then include, number one, the introduction of the higher tier of stamp duty if you already have an existing property. And number two, the tax changes that have come on for buy-to-let landlords. So those need to be factored into the equation as well when you're thinking about doing this. And in my job especially, more and more of it seems to be getting spreadsheets out and working out complicated scenarios of if we do X, Y, and that and Z, etc. You know, the property process seems to be getting more and more complicated for people with multiple properties. Leaving all of that aside at the moment, the main thing that you should ask yourself is this question. Forget the tax, forget the stamp duty. Let's say the property, your current property, your flat, is worth $250,000. If you were going to buy, if I gave you £250,000 in your hand today, would you buy that same property as an investment? So think about it. Your current flat's worth $250,000. You're thinking of converting it to a buy-to-let and keeping it long term. And the whole rationale of that is it's going to be for my long-term, planning in the future. My question is to you: if I gave you that money in cash, £250,000 in your hand today, and said go out and buy an investment property, would you buy the same property? Would you buy your own house if you looked at it objectively? And I would really question if that would be the case. Because when you bought your own property, you looked at it through, different spectacles. It was a place maybe that you wanted to live in, an area that you were happy with, all the factors related to you personally. When you're looking at buying a property to rent out or as an investment, you're not going to use the same metrics that you would for an investment property as you would somewhere where you wanted to live yourself. And essentially, you need to take the emotion out of the transaction. Now, if you had that money cash, a property could come on the market that was a probate sale or a fixer-upper or something like that. And the long-term potential of you getting a better gain could be better than your property on the street that you decided to live in the area that you were happy with. So when I was just discussing this with a couple, they said that was a very interesting point and they'd never thought about it that way. And I said, look, if you had that money and you were going to invest in it, you might not even buy in your same town. You might want to go and seek yields or return elsewhere. So I know the reason why a lot more people are looking into that, and historically they've done that and they've done very well. But ask yourself that fundamental question. If you were going to buy an investment property objectively, would you still buy your own property? Because in many cases, I'd be very surprised if the answer was still yes. So that's me, Riz Malik, and this is the Riz Money Show. Please tune in future, or you can subscribe and get updated when new videos are created. The idea of the show is to help you, give you options, inform you. So I hope you found it useful, and I shall see you soon. The Riz Money Show.